My name is Nuria Bowart, and I am also called Mestra Marreta in some circles. Describing myself is like, so I say I'm a body person. I teach people things about how their bodies work and options for movement, ease, ways of getting out of pain, also more kind of range of motion and more freedom and grace. So I don't know. I like, yeah, I'm a body person.
Thank you for meeting with us because you'll be doing these two great workshops at
Mhm.
WildHeart. It'll be the logic of support and waiting for the wait,
Uh-huh.
happening November 1st and 2nd. If you're able to, could you just give a brief overview of what these two workshops are going to be about?
Sure. I've been working on the logic of support in various forms now for about a year. And my mom died recently, about a year and a half ago, and the subject matter of support became like it's very crucial. And, it's really relevant inside of the study of weight management and gravity. So they kind of go together, I think, these two workshops, but they also stand alone. And the support aspect is really a research into, the kind of vertical support that we have accessible as human animals, as bipeds, the support that we have accessible through our minds, through our attention, through our imagination, and then also the ways that we can organize horizontally outward into space and music and each other. Um, yeah, it's a very deep inquiry into how to access support and how to identify what's available in the form of the body, but also, how far out it can go. It's quite, it's been very useful for me personally, and I think also for my students. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's powerful taking this really personal experience of yours and turning it into art and this facilitation process. I admire that a lot.
Yeah, well, thanks. It's a necessity also. Yeah.
Yeah. To kind of go more deeper into these two workshops, for example, in Logic of Support, you're guiding people through solo, partner, and group work. How do these modes of exploration interact to reveal different kinds of support?
Different organizational pieces around the feet,
Hmm.
and the mechanics of some basic functional details there and the design features of organizing around 2 feet, small surfaces, then also working and organizing around attention in the mind. So maybe could be working with the space as a partner or music as a partner or certain places of focus. And then working into weight relationships with other people or even games, which is another kind of organization of the mind. All of that is our, strategies for coming to understand some of the options that are available in finding support in movement with others and with oneself. Um, and yeah, I didn't speak very much about the waiting for the wait workshop, but that's that has this other aspect of it, which is really about assembling and disassembling. So, like at every joint, we have a mobility center of a kind, but they're not all the same. They're all shaped in different ways, and so by kind of paying attention to certain form details, we can, and also certain pathways through space, we can actually harness quite a lot of power or force in a skillful way that doesn't cause harm to us or others. Or if we wanted to cause harm in an intentional way, like kicking each other or whatever, that is also available. And um, but yeah, the waiting for the wait is like, and so we also inside of that, on the other side of that, and inside of that, we have this capacity to release, to let go. So there's the
Mm.
assemblage, then there's all at the timing of assemblage, but then there's also the timing of release and the skillful entry in and out in between these two, really a beautiful inquiry, that has a lot to do with harnessing force and falls, and also managing the structure, and also like deep cultivation of listening. One of the things that takes a lot of time to build proprioception and interoception, and there's tools for that.
Hmm.
And then once we can map ourselves in space and our density and the various layers of what we are, because we're fluid and we're bony and we're sinewy and we're like many things.
Yeah.
And once that we can really continue to build out and cultivate more and more of that awareness of what we are, and then move with that intelligence. And that's like a lifetime, of practice.
Yeah. And I can really see the interconnectedness between, the logic of support and waiting for the
Yeah.
wait in ways that you described.
Yeah, it's all
Um,
connected because or we're working with the body, so it's all like.
exactly. What shifts have you seen in yourself or others through like the practices of what you were saying, like falling and catching, letting go and holding on? Any like personal experiences that you want to share?
When you get into falling and catching and like weight sharing and exchanging with other humans,
Hmm.
certainly with our own selves, there can be, just interesting asymmetries in the body to encounter. Things that come from habitual patterns of use, phone use, computer use, musical instrument playing, whatever it is. We build these pathways of tension in our bodies that then, when we ask to release them, may not be quite so available. And it can be quite a process to get through that necessary, usually, quality of tissue, which is very automatic, quality of nervous system, which is very automatic. Like we build that so we can play an instrument with virtuosity. We build
Hmm.
that so we can type fast, but we then need to let go of it too in moments when it doesn't serve us. And so, yeah, that's a process for sure. Is like learning how to unwind a lot of that stuff, and it can be confronting, because maybe we didn't notice it before. Um,
Right.
and then I think also we hold things in the body. We
Hmm.
stash memory. The body is like a memory network. The fascia is like a memory network, a communication and memory network, and so and then some of the memories are emotional memories. So I think that it's not uncommon for people as they move in new ways through pathways that they previously had not inhabited to discover their little stash spots. And, it's really, it can, sometimes we joke, we're like, wait, what just happened? Like, where are we all of a sudden? Everyone's crying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not everyone, but it can go there. If it's allowed to move and just be a part of what's moving, can be a very simple thing. And if it has a lot of story, it can become a much more complicated thing. As a someone who's also a rolfer and who's also studied Hakomi method, I have some skills in holding space, but I also, inside of these dance environments, generally in the movement environments, we're not like doing therapeutic work one on one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we're inside of another thing. So that is a navigation that happens, I think, um, on a personal level, primarily. I think also when we work with other people, like in contact improvisation or weight sharing, any of our relational patterns can be stimulated in the moment. Feelings of abandonment, if someone says no or walks away, or when or feelings of I can't say no, I have to say yes, I have to go along with. Relational patterns can be revealed, and they're actually I find it a really great space to work with it. Because you can just kind of allow things to be a little bit simpler, in a contained space,
Hmm.
and you can practice new things, even if they are awkward. And sometimes what is awkward initially can become quite liberating later on. And there's a lot to practice in that. And then when we're weight sharing, there's a lot of listening.
Hmm.
But there's also like, you absolutely have to know where your feet are. You have to, if you're supporting someone else, you have to know how to support yourself. So you can't just support someone else because you want to support them and then leave yourself behind. It doesn't work, you know. So
Yeah, it's like a
it just
symbiotic
literally doesn't
relationship.
work, you know. So there's that. That can be a metaphor, you know. That physical practice can be a practice of organizing the mind also, and in that can transfer, I think, and does very well, at least for me, into a reflective way in my other relational worlds.
When you talk about kind of this work allows people to sometimes notice certain habits or brings up kind of like past experience or feelings, is this something that you want like I wouldn't say like the main thing participants to take away from, or like kind of one of the things, so like they could hold on to that and see how it affects kind of the rest of their movement practice? Are there other benefits they're interested in, like, well, at least hoping for people to take away as well?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of one of these people that I'm like, I'm like, we're all of it, you know, like
Right.
the separation of mind and body that has happened, the kind of colonizing of the body that has happened, the like hierarchies of the brain over the body that has happened economically, and like all of these things. It's not a coincidence. It's cultural training, you know. It's literally how we're inhabiting ourselves over time, you know.
Yeah.
So these practices are like, all of us are here, like all of it is there, all the feelings and all the things in every movement, you know. We're moving our feelings through space like every moment, you know. It's
Yeah.
already there, you know what I mean? So I'm only just highlighting that. I'm not, but we're, you know, we're looking at the body in motion. We're looking at, you know,
Yeah.
physics and anatomy, and I am using that dissected mind to, you know, to focus in certain ways that I have found to be very helpful, you know, based on who I am, you know. And maybe that will be supportive for the people who come, hopefully. So um but there's so many ways in, you know, there's so many different lenses and ways of looking at the body and ways of perceiving ourselves, but we can work with our attention in movement and cultivate certain kind of experience of being that I
Hmm.
think is really something to do. You know, I think it's worth spending time with, you know. So yes, I think if people
Yeah.
want to do that, come to my workshop. Like, you know, for sure.
What personally draws you to facilitation, and what keeps you coming back to leading workshops, not just like these, but just workshops in general?
This is an interesting question, right? Like, I think that I've thought about this in a lot of different ways because I also I certified teachers for the Axis Syllabus. So I'm
Mm,
also working with teachers as they're becoming teachers, and I'm asking this question, like, why are you doing this? Like, what is the thing? And so I've asked it of
right.
myself, you know. And I think that it's transformed a lot over time, and you know, and keeps transforming. Um, so, you know, where one time I think I would have said, maybe like, because I've been teaching a long time, like 20 years ago, I would have said, uh, I kind of just want people to listen to me. Like, I really want attention, like
Yeah.
loving attention, you know? And that has very much transformed into, you know, and, you know, gracias a Dios, like, thank you for, you know, all the attention that people give and the trust, and it's meaningful, and I care about it, and it's, you know, a beautiful thing. And
Yeah.
the thing, though, that I'm now mostly, you know, excited about is the when I see the people that I'm working with get access to themselves in a new way, when I get to witness moments of grace and ease or surprise from a new ability, a new way of being in their bodies and moving through space, a new way of like imagining who they are, it's so like rewarding and so much, so motivating, that's, yeah, for me, I'm just like, I keep coming back because I just really want to support people in that way. And, you know, I propose certain things. I can only propose certain things at a time, and not everyone's at the same place at the same time. So, sometimes the wave is like too big and sometimes the wave is too small. And when we're trying to ride it and catch it, it's like, but it eventually over time, I get to see that in people, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for supporting
Yeah.
people. How
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. Totally.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add, either about the workshops or just life or things?
When we work together, it's like every time it's a new group and it's a new kind of
Hmm.
alchemy in that group. And so that's kind of magical. And so it's fun. I hope people come, and I hope that they bring their energy, and they bring some food to eat so that they're not too hungry after. Yeah.
Right.
Or they ate before also in the right amount so they have energy. That's the
Hmm.
thing that matters to me. Pick the 1 to 5 slot, so it's kind of like between. So hopefully people have eaten something, they have energy, and become rested so they have energy too. And I look forward to it. I look forward to it.
Yeah. And WildHeart's looking forward to having you, Nuria.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for
Yeah.
speaking.
My
And
pleasure.
you could check out Logic of Support and Waiting for the Wait November 1st and the 2nd from 1 to 5 p.m. on our website. Yay!
Yay.